So, hello students. So, now we started learning about PHP, right? So, what is PHP? Hypertext Preprocessor. Okay. So, in this sections, today we are going to see about the client server architecture. So, what is meant by client server architecture? Here, what is the use of this architecture means we can able to solve many network problems using this client server architecture model. Okay, so the network issues they may, because of the using of networks, they may occur many problems, and all these problems can be resolved by using this model. So the client server architecture introduces application sharing mechanism between two different hardware systems over the in network. So what this doing means client and server. Client and server is nothing but it is a computer, it is a machines. Server means server is also a machine or computer which have which store all the databases, and it means it is also a computer machines from where we are sending the request. Okay, so by sharing the informations, by sharing the applications between any two machines, that means between the client and the server, is called the client server architecture. So various critical networks related problems are getting resolved by client server architecture model. The client server architecture introduces application sharing mechanism between two different hardware systems over the network. So client server introduces application sharing means the communication or resource sharing between two hardware systems. Two hardware means we can say one client and server, that means two computer systems over the network. So this is client server architecture. Next we can see what is meant by client and what is meant by server. So what is server machine? The server is a high performance hardware machine. It could run more than one application concurrently. So I can give you one simple example for server machine. So in our school we have one server, right? You all know we have one server room, there we have one server. Server is nothing but it is also a machine, that means computer. So in that server we will store all the datas and all the databases. That means from the principals or room system databases also we can store in the server machine. Then principal ma'am's rooms databases also we can store in the server machines, so that all from all the clients, that means from other systems, we can access the server at the same time. Okay, so if there is a server machine, one server machines, and in our school we having one server machines and all the other systems in different rooms, that means principal sir room and principal ma'am's room, we can access that server at the same time. So server is a high performance hardware machine. It could run more than one application concurrently, that means we can run more than one client's request at the same time. Then what is client machine? Client is a separate hardware machine which is connected with the server. So client means we can say like the principal ma'am system or principal sir room system. So if we consider that is the client, if you are sending any request to the server, it will send what data we want. If I am sending the server I need this data means the from the server I can take that data. So we are sending the request from the client machine. So client is a separate hardware machine which is connected with server in the network. So we are dividing this client's architecture into three types. One is single tier architecture, two tier architecture, and multi or three tier architecture. So first one is the single tier architecture. So single tier architecture means this architecture is used for the server accessed by the client. That means in the diagram itself we can understand within one machine itself it can access the server, it can access the client, and the application can be accessed within that machine. So that is the single tier architecture. So this architecture is used for the server accessed by the client. So all this comes under in one computer or one machine is single tier architecture. Then multi two tier architecture. Two tier architecture means here you have the client, that means data server database. In the diagram, see the diagram, in the database they given no, that is the server, and we have three clients, client 1, client 2 and client 3. So all these three clients can send the request directly to the server, and it will give back the client what they need. So here we having only two layer interactions, that is one from the client and one from the server. So two layer interactions. So this architecture is used for the server accessed by the client as two layer interactions, is called the two tier architecture. Next is the multi or three tier architecture. So here in the three tier architecture means here we having so in this diagram already so they having arrow mark, they shown the arrow mark no. So before that arrow mark we have the client, and this is the server, and next we have the applications. Okay, so here this architecture is used for the server accessed by client through more than one interact. That means the next extension of two tier is the three tier. So because in two tier one server can be accessed by or almost on 100 computers, 100 clients. Okay, more than we cannot able to access one server cannot able to access more than 100 clients. So in that situations we move to the multi-tier architecture. That means here here we having two layer, that means two layer interactions. So in the two tier we having only one layer interactions, and here we are having more than two layer interaction, more than two layer interactions. So we can server can access more clients. Okay, so these are the three types of client server architecture. Okay guys, if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the next class. Thank you.